When we think of vampires, a familiar image appears instantly. A black cloak, eyes glowing like embers and fangs flashing in the dark. But what lies behind that symbol? Where did these beings truly come from? Are they the children of imagination, or remnants of a fear far older than we dare to remember? Today we will descend beneath the earth, open coffins sealed for centuries, and follow the trail of a creature said to die, yet never stay dead. Fasten your seatbelt. This journey will not be gentle. Before Dracula existed, long before Dracula stepped onto London stages or appeared in printed novels, the vampire already haunted the minds of villagers across Central and Eastern Europe. To them, vampires were not cultural symbols, not literary characters, but real beings. A dead relative, a neighbor, someone you once shared a meal with, who might return one night and knock on the door they used to call home. What's strange is this: the word vampire did not come from Romania, the homeland of Dracula. There they used an older term, Strigoi, rooted in the Greek word strix, meaning owl, a creature of the night, an omen of misfortune. Meanwhile, vampire emerged across the Slavic world. Upir, words that hinted at something that flew, or something that did not belong to this world, yet walked through the darkness without warning. Strigoi, Upir, Verilakas, Marwa. Each name was a fragment of fear, a whisper from the past, all pointing toward one chilling truth: a being that rises after death. An age when humans lived with the dead. Today, death is hidden behind hospital doors and silent graveyards. But for thousands of years, death lived among the living. People believed that when someone died, the soul did not depart immediately. It lingered, cold, hungry, waiting to be cared for. The Romans offered cakes, milk, wine at graves. The Celts buried food, tools, even full meals so the dead could continue their existence. Some Irish gravestones were carved with holes so families could pour food and drink directly into the tomb. In Homer's Odyssey, the dead could only regain consciousness by drinking blood. These rituals may sound superstitious now, but they reveal an ancient belief: the dead remain close. And if neglected, they may grow restless, angry, and return. Hundreds of village stories tell of bodies exhumed after mysterious deaths. What they found was horrifying: intact corpses, lips stained red, the foul scent of rot mixing with something warm and metallic, as if death had never fully taken hold. Rituals to keep the dead in their graves. Many communities believed that the dead did not stay dead, so they used every method possible to keep them down. Iron nails driven through the chest, large stones weighing down the abdomen, garlic stuffed into the mouth, lips sewn shut with red thread. These were not fairy tales. They were desperate acts born from the fear that the deceased might return. To ancient people, death was not an ending. It was a liminal state between life and something not yet finished. And not every soul left peacefully. Some still clung to the living world. The ancestors of the modern vampire, the Draugr, Norse vampires. In Norse legend, the Draugr was not a ghost, but a corpse that walked out of its mound. A being with immense strength, able to shape-shift, invade dreams, sit on a sleeper's chest like a suffocating nightmare. Sunlight did not harm it. Holy water did nothing. To kill it, one had to decapitate, burn, or physically force it back into the grave. The revenant, Celtic, returned dead. The revenant remembered its home, remembered the faces of those who forgot it, and it returned to familiar doors, as if death was only a short journey. Archaeology and vampire burials. Archaeologists frequently find unusual burials. Bodies face down, limbs bound, stones weighting the chest, bricks shoved into mouths. Only those feared to return were buried this way. Upir, Strigoi, Draugr, revenant, each contributed to the composite being we now call the vampire. a creature built from memory, fear, and shadow. When plague gave the vampire a name. In the 17th century, plague swept across Europe. People died suddenly, inexplicably. A neighbor, a sister, a child in its cradle. And with no answers left, one belief took hold. Something had returned from the ground. Rituals spread. Wooden stakes through the heart, decapitation, stones forced into the mouth, bodies burned to ash. Strangely, in many stories the vampire didn't need to drink blood. Its presence alone, seen in a dream, felt in a dark room, could drain the life from a person. This was not an animal threat. It was a psychological one. In Greece, the Virilakas ate human flesh. In the Balkans, vampires returned home and sat at the family table as if nothing had happened. Some were even believed to be living vampires, people whose souls left their bodies at night to feed on others. Desire, seduction, and children of the undead. Vampires did not only bring death, they brought desire, something forbidden in ancient societies. In Balkan folklore, male vampires sought out women they had loved in life. They lay beside them in the dark, held them, and sometimes made love to them. From these unions came children. In Slavic lands, Damper in Romania, Morawi. Not demons, yet not fully human. Said to see spirits, hear the dead, and often they were the only ones capable of killing vampires. Behind these tales lay a deeper fear, that the border between life and death could blur. The true nature of the vampire. From corpses crawling out of graves, to blood-soaked lovers wandering castles, to pale icons of modern pop culture. The vampire's appearance has evolved, but its essence has not. A vampire is our fear of death, our fear of being forgotten, our grief for promises unkept. Some scholars believe the vampire panic of the 17th century did not arise from plague or witchcraft, but from something far more human. People had forgotten how to speak to the dead. From that silence, the vampire was born, a creature watching the living, calling their names, reminding them that forgetting the dead is the cruelest betrayal. The vampire is not merely a blood drinker. It is an unfinished death. A soul once loved, no longer recognized. You may not believe in vampires, but if this story made you pause, made your thoughts wander, then the shadows of old legends still live within you. If you'd like to continue exploring forgotten mysteries, leave a comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I'll see you on the next journey.